Before I start, I want you guys to take a second and to like our Facebook page and to follow us on Twitter. Both links are in the description box down below. James and I decided that we will start doing giveaways, and the only way to be informed about these giveaways are by following us on both social medias. Okay, let's get started. Number 5. The Batman roller coaster by Six Flags, situated in Georgia, is considered one of the most popular and funnest ride. However, it was a different story on June 8, 2008. Asia Lee Sean Ferguson, who was 17 years old at the time, rode the Batman ride, and due to the speed, his hat was lost midair. As soon as the ride ended, the 17-year-old attempted to retrieve his hat, which was located across a fence that marked restricted area. Unfortunately, that was not enough to stop Asia. He was able to jump over the restricted fence, and that's when he found himself facing the fast ride going at 50 miles per hour towards him. The teen was instantly decapitated by the ride. Number 4. On June 3, 2011, the Pleasant Tech Academy took its students to a field trip at Maury's Mariner Landing Pier in New Jersey. The young 11-year-old Abia Jones, who was riding a Ferris wheel by herself, fell about 156 feet to her death. That's the equivalent of a 10-story building. How she slipped out of her seat is unknown, as the doors to her seats open inward, which makes it difficult for someone to climb out. Number 3. In 1951, Battersea Park was the host for a fun fair as part of a festival for Britain. May 30th, 1972, what should be a day for people to enjoy, laugh, and celebrate, turned into a day of terror. The fun fair included an infamous ride called the Big Dipper, a 3-car wooden train which rode at 50 miles per hour. The Big Dipper was always the main spotlight and brought a long lineup of people, mostly children. That day, 31 people had boarded the ride. The ride was going as planned until it reached 15 meters above the park. Suddenly, the train detached from its drive chain earlier than it should have. The operator in charge could be seen struggling to activate the brakes. The train slipped backwards and hit a tight turn and derailed from its tracks. 2 teenage boys, including an 8-year-old girl, died at the scene. 2 other children died later on. The park amassed several charges, including manslaughtering, and they deemed the ride as a death trap. Number 2. The Mind Bend is the world's largest indoor roller coaster, and it's situated in Edmonton Mall in Alberta, Canada. Its first operation date was on March 16, 1986, and everything went well, but exactly 3 months later, the unexpected occurred. Upon completing the second inverted loop, missing bolts on the left wheel assembly from one of the bogie caused the ride to disengage from the track. This led the train to stall at the top and sliding backwards, finally crashing into a concrete pillar. 3 people died from the accident, and 1 was severely injured, with his legs pointing opposite directions. Number 1. In a small town of Byrtsk in Siberia is where the fatal death of 6-year-old Sasha happened. The young 6-year-old hopped across the fence of an amusement park and went straight to the park's Ferris wheel. The park was closed at the time and no one was there to operate the control system, but Sasha somehow was able to turn the machinery on. He then hopped in one of the seats in the Ferris wheel and rode in it. As bystanders stood and watched, the 6-year-old decided to switch seats during mid-ride. By the time he realized that he couldn't, it was already too late. The Ferris wheel was already gone too high and Sasha was left hanging to a metal bar 15 meters high. Bystanders just stood there and laughed and even took a video. About 5 seconds of hanging on, Sasha fell to his death. I decided to not post the video here as it would go against community guidelines on YouTube, but if you happen to find it around the web, you will see the kid screaming for his dear life seconds before his death.